With the rise in popularity of bunch rides on Zwift, especially the Pace Partner rides, they were a very popular way to clock up a lot of kilometres or miles very fast during the recent Festive 500 challenge. Your rider speed in Zwift is influenced by a number of variables. There's a lot happening behind the scenes to calculate how fast you ride those virtual roads. Something that has a very big influence on your speed is drafting, so riding in a group, which is what these large bunch rides are all about. So what I wanted to know this week was, how much faster was I in the bunch versus me riding solo for the exact same effort? So down in the Llama Lab, I performed 3 different tests. The first test was with the Coco Cadence Pace Partner bunch. So 1 lap of Tempest Fugit in the large bunch and recording the time and average power for that lap from arch to arch. Test number 2 was on exactly the same course with exactly the same bike, but no drafting whatsoever. I logged into Zwift, I then disconnected my Wi-Fi, which makes everybody else disappear, and I completed the same lap at exactly the same lap average power. Test number 3, just for fun, I then switched to the TT bike and rode the exact same course again at exactly the same power. Now, as the TT bike has no drafting, I didn't need to go to the offline mode for this. The average power recorded on test number 1 was 181 watts. Now that's for me to stay in the Coco Cadence bunch for my height, my weight, and the equipment that I was using. I then rode test number 2 and test number 3 at 181 watts average for the entire course. Never want to drag my videos out, let's have a look at the results straight away. So test number 1, Coco Cadence bunch ride, Tempest Fugit on the road bike. Distance 17.29 kilometers, time 26 minutes and 21 seconds at an average speed of 39.37 kilometers per hour. The time segment on the reverse, Fugo Flats, was 10 minutes 49 seconds, 0.13. Test number 2, solo ride, everything else the same, no drafting whatsoever. Distance, same again, 17.29, time 30 minutes and 43 seconds, average speed of 33.77 kilometers per hour. A little bit slower than in the bunch for sure. Fugo Flats reverse segment came in at 12 minutes 34 seconds, 0.85. Now the bonus round was switching to the time trial bike. Again, same course, same distance. The time taken on the time trial bike with no drafting, 29 minutes 55 seconds at an average speed of 34.68 kilometers per hour. Fugo Flats reverse, 12 minutes, 17.89 seconds. So there's the results of my 3 test runs. When we do the comparisons, the bunch ride speed really stands out. So the bunch ride was 5.6 kilometers an hour faster with the Coco Cadence, well, formerly known as Coco Cadence, now Kara Cadence bunch ride, 5.6 k's an hour faster in the group than it was solo on the same bike for the same effort, 181 watts average. So that's around 86% of the speed of the bunch riding solo. Onto the time trial bike, and that was only 4.7 kilometers an hour slower than the bunch ride, which is around 88% of the bunch ride speed. With those figures, I thought I'd have some fun and work out how long it would take me at 181 watts to ride the full 500 kilometers in any of the 3 scenarios. So to do the full 500 kilometers for the Festive 500, for me, with the Coco Cadence bunch, it would be 12 hours and 42 minutes at 181 watts average. For the road bike, with no drafting whatsoever, all completely solo, it would take me 14 hours and 48 minutes, 21 seconds, which is just over 2 hours slower. And if I was to jump on the TT bike, no drafting, it would take me 14 hours, 25 minutes and 3 seconds. And that's just under an hour 45 slower than the bunch ride. Now do note these figures are for my avatar, my bike, and height and weight and etc. in game, so your figures will likely be a little bit different, but I think this gives an insight onto the differences with those 3 scenarios. Okay, onto my conclusions and takeouts from these test rides, and there's no question about it, bunch rides are faster. They're also a lot more engaging than riding solo. They were quite boring laps by myself. The TT bike wasn't as fast as I had expected. Bunch ride speed was here, solo speed was here. I expected the TT bike to be in the middle, if not pushing up towards the bunch ride speed. It was down here a little bit, but it wasn't given that I was riding the slowest TT bike in Zwift and no disc wheel. So there are faster options that would bump that speed up a little, but I was surprised at how slow that solo TT bike ride was. Now, was riding in a bunch on Zwift for the Festive 500 cheating? In my opinion, no more so than riding with a bunch outdoors, which a lot of people did for the Festive 500, or choosing a route with a stiff tailwind that'll take you home very, very fast, which I also did during my Festive 500. Having to ride and hold the bunch for almost 13 hours indoors over a period of 8 days is a challenge. It's not a walk in the park whatsoever, so if you've done that, kudos to you. Okay, so that's a wrap for this one today. As always, if you found this interesting, give it a thumbs up. To support this channel and to be alerted of new videos being uploaded, hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated. We'll see you soon.